You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
I was at home and I get this call from Ring.
We just received a fire alarm. All okay?
My fire alarm in our cottage was going off. And then it hit me. My parents are at the cottage. The fire had started in the chimney and spread to the roof. Ring Alarm Professional Monitoring dispatched the fire department before we even could dial 911. My name is Kevin, and Ring Alarm helped save our family cottage.
Protect your home today with Ring Alarm. Go to ring.com/Odyssey. That's ring.com/Odyssey.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a weekend. It's here, man, on a Positive Friday. Very exciting.
Friday.
And because of your donations yesterday on Kicks for Kids Day, guess what we get to bring back right after that?
You know it's bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Yeah, my friend, this Bad Choice Friday is back. Today, your choices. The one and only Survivor.
Yeah! Rising up to the challenge, Mr. T.
How do you vote on Bad Choice Friday? You follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. That's where we're going to get the results. Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, taking on Kenny Loggins.
There you go.
The nickname of Ted's penis.
The danger zone right here, Miles. You know that.
I like how you swing your arm back and forth. I think you're overselling.
Wah, wah, wah.
Ted, you'll be happy. A comment comes in. It says, Bad Choice Friday is back for good. Danger Zone. That from Diane.
There you go.
Tell you what, somebody's catching a butt whooping.
Look, we're not losing either way today.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Choice Friday. Oh, both those songs are great. So vote now. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. It's either going to be Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, or Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone.
Well, the both songs are great.
That's where we're going today.
You know, Thurl, you're right. Every time I mention that, I feel like the need to be like, it's the Danger Zone. Like, right, you said it's the name of your penis. You don't have to.
I'm glad your penis is where we thought it was.
Does it have a disease?
No, it does not, Miles.
That's not the danger, then. What happened in the establishment/store? 206-421-ROCK.
Great news. Eric is back. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hola.
All right, so now my phone's actually working.
No, please, go on.
So a handful of years ago, I was working at a gas station, and I'm working the night crew. It's getting to be like 8, 9:30 at night. There's no one in the store except for me, my female coworker, and one of our female regulars. And I'm so the way the store's set up, it goes, you come through the door, there's the register and the counter. I'm on the opposite side from the door, folding boxes. I hear the door go off. Don't even look up. Just think, oh, another customer. And all of a sudden I hear both of the girls go, oh! So I look up. There's nobody there. No. And so I go over, I'm like, what's going on? And they go, did you not just see the naked guy? The naked guy? Yeah, look out in the parking lot. And I look out in the parking lot, and sure enough, there is just a 23-year-old naked dude wandering around in my parking lot. And I'm like, what the hell happened? Well, he came in, and he did a somersault, and then he kind of laid on his back, spread eagle towards us. And then he just got up and walked out. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right. How long did this entire process take?
That was all of a minute and a half. And then it gets better. So then earlier, like probably 30 minutes before that, I'd been smoking a cigarette, and I'd seen all these cop car lights following from, like, they went from this shopping center, and then they went across the street to this other shopping center, and they were just kind of slowly snaking their way across to my face. And I look out, and as soon as I see the guy, I see the giant parade of cop cars.
So that's who they were looking for.
Oh, that's 100% who they were looking for. And apparently he had just been naked running from this place to the next place for like a mile.
Look, again, if I'm a cop at some point, like I'm not looking for him anymore. He's not doing anything. He's just naked.
He's just naked. He's
I'm
doing
not
somersaults.
spending my day looking for a somersaulting naked stranger.
He's putting his legs over his head. All the typical stuff.
Oh, no, like 15 of these cops show up, and they get out, and they slowly start to, like, try and surround this guy, and he's telling them, like, I need help, I need help. We're like, we're trying to help you, sir. Finally, they get him into the back of the cop car. He's trying to pull his face through the bars in the back of the back window, like, I need help. What are you on? I don't know. Okay. Talk him down, get a blanket around him, get him outside so that they can talk to him. He looks up and sees the ambulance coming his way. He drops the towel, jukes about 8 cops, and starts booking.
Nice. Right. This guy's a former athlete.
Nobody's trying to stop this guy. Nobody's trying to stop this guy. He made it all the way across the parking lot, started running down the highway, and that was the last I saw him.
That's a pretty exciting night, though.
It is. Naked people make everything interesting.
Now, was this guy real skinny and muscular to be able to do this, or was he a guy like you couldn't believe he had these types of moves?
He chose to be naked. I'm saying it wasn't good for anyone.
Like, you could tell this dude had played a sport in high school, but he wasn't super jacked. He was just a kid on something who did not want to, like, deal with anybody. He ran through cops. They just weren't going to touch him. Like, nope.
Let's think about being naked. Again, you haven't really, like, done anything. You're naked. I'm not touching you.
Mm-hmm. Not if you're running at me.
Yeah, hey, man, that works. I was with Castle years ago. Both of our wives are out of town. So we acted like both of our wives are out of town, and we are piss drunk we go to Emerald Downs, all this kind of crap. The night's kind of winding down, and we are both smashed. So he goes into it's a 7-Eleven. He's getting us water and something else. I'm like, hey, man, I got to take a leak. So I go around to the dark side of this building, and I'm kind of peeing, and I hear this voice like, hey, man, you're peeing in my parking lot. And I kind of apologized, like, I'm sorry, man, like, I just really got to go. And he's like, I just repaved or re-asphalted the parking lot. That was this guy's deal. I guess he just re-asphalted the parking lot, and he believed that my alien blood, like urine, would just burn through it and ruin it. And I'm just like, sorry, man, but again, I'm drunk, so I'm not going to stop peeing. I keep peeing. He's like, oh, okay. About 5 seconds later, I hear this different voice going, you need to stop peeing in the parking lot. And I know it's not the first guy that came out, but I turn around, and I mean, there's just this giant dude standing there. And I'm like, oh, no. And keep in mind, it's dark, so it's mostly just silhouette. It didn't matter what he looked like. You could just tell by his frame, like, I'm about to get my ass kicked. So he starts walking toward me and looks aggressive. And I'm like, oh, no. So I don't know what to do, but I realized, you know what, man? Just let go of your pants. They dropped to my ankles. I'm still peeing, and I just charged them. And dude took off running, right? So it worked. He takes off running, and as I'm trying to pull up my pants, there's these hands on my shoulder, and I realize it's Castle, who's now opening his car door, throwing me into the passenger side, just going, what the F did you do? I'm like, just drive. And we managed to get out of there. He was not pleased with me, but I said, look, man, they sent some big dude. Castle's like, I know, because the cashier walked into the 7-Eleven, and there's this big, long-ass line, right? And it looks directly at Castle and says, your friend is peeing in my parking lot. Castle's response, I don't have any friends, right? And the guy's like, well, I'm sending this other dude out there. So Castle does not buy the water, I don't think. I think he sets him back down, runs out there to get me, who just finished charging the big guy. So the point of this is, when you're naked or even half naked, just charge the person. It works. Nobody wants to grapple with a naked person, especially if they're peeing. And to me, that's my only defense, because this guy clearly could beat my ass. So it's look, you do what you got to do, Mike. Just charge them naked.
I like you said nobody wants to grapple with a naked person.
You don't.
Because if somebody came up to you and said, you know what I like to do? Grapple with naked people, you'd be like, you're a sick son of a...
No, because the difference is this. The reason I use the word grapple, if a dude were naked and you're having beef, if you thought you're just going to start throwing punches, you're going to fight the guy. Mm-hmm. If you think this guy's going to jump on you and cling to you, right? Because that's the impression I want to get. Like, I'm going to face hug you. This is this is my only defense. I'm sorry it's you, but clearly you're so much bigger than me. I have to do this. And again, we're going to grapple. And I'm naked. Just I know. Just understand what's going to happen.
Authorities are asking for help identifying a man they say was caught on camera masturbating in the toy section of a Florida Walmart. Winter Haven police say the man entered the Walmart about 8:30 at night, walked around a bit as though he was looking for something before he headed to the restroom. And after leaving said restroom, the man headed to the toy section where a woman and her 12-year-old child were shopping. The man paced in the aisle a bit before he walked up behind the woman and began masturbating behind her back while she looked at toys on the shelves and items in her shopping cart. The child then tapped his mother on the shoulder and tried to explain what he was seeing, but when she turned around, the man was gone. Officers said the incident was captured on video from a distance. They're still trying to identify this man. What happened in the establishment/store? 206-421-ROCK.
No one deserves that. Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Happy Positive Friday.
Yeah, Positive Friday.
That's exactly right.
So, back when I worked in retail, I worked at a pretty popular drugstore chain.
All right.
And I was working the evening shift, and this sketchy-looking guy came in. And you get pretty good at spotting who to watch when they walk through the door. So this sketchy guy came in and ended up grabbing one of the high-ticket, expensive items off the shelf, one of the ones that we have to wrap in one of those spiderweb alarms.
Okay.
And ended up going back to the bathroom, and he was back there for a while. And the manager ended up going back there to tell him to get out, only to find out that the guy had barricaded himself in the bathroom and was threatening him with a knife.
Jesus.
So, needless to say, the cops were called, and the guy ended up trying to cut the spiderweb alarm off of the item, whatever it was. I think it was like a pair of headphones or a Bluetooth speaker or whatever. Tried to cut the alarm off the item, ended up slicing his hand wide open, and that's when he barricaded himself in the bathroom, was bleeding all over the place. Cops eventually showed up and escorted him out, but guess who had to clean up all the blood?
Was that your job?
That was.
Good times.
Did any blood touch you at all?
I made sure to protect myself as best I could, but needless to say, I was not happy about it. I was cursing the manager out as I was doing it.
I do not blame you. Cleaning other people's blood is not something I want to do. If I don't know them in particular.
No, not even close.
No.
Well, do you still work in retail?
Oh, God, no. I got out of there years ago. I couldn't stand it.
Well, especially if you're working at a drugstore, man. Convenience stores and drugstores, right? They're just magnets for insanity.
They really are. Especially downtown here. I mean, even in my neighborhood, mine are a little weird.
But if you ever need to find, like, you could live in the nicest neighborhood. You know, there hasn't been a crime here in 40 years. We live in rural Maine. Open a 7-Eleven, and you'll find all the crazy people in your city.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, that is where you go.
I always feel like 7-Eleven are crazy, but I'm with you. Like, drugstores are
It's a different level of crazy. It is like
they border on violent.
Well, the problem is it's like Canadians. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, don't bring them up.
You don't know they're Canadian. Like, they look normal. You know what I'm saying?
They look normal.
They don't look like anything could possibly just a sweet.
They walk amongst us.
Sweet old lady. But then you realize, oh, there's a couple screws loose here. So like even the clientele doesn't initially tip you off like this guy did walking in there.
Oh, the drugstore, you're saying?
Yeah. Like the drugstore's a different level. Like you really, really got to pay attention.
And I'll tell you where they've gotten me, all right? So there is a drugstore very close to where we work. And the craziest person that's in, and keep in mind, there are regulars that go in there, and a lot of them are crazy. They also take too goddamn long to pay for whatever it is they bought. You know how much money you came in with. You knew you couldn't afford it. Hurry the hell up. I digress. But the cashier there, and I will not say what she looks like, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
She does not look crazy, okay? But I remember when she first started, because we go there, buy smokes, whatever, and you walk up, looks completely normal. She is not, all right? And she's crazy like the people on the street are crazy. I honestly do not know how this woman has a job. She is a lunatic. This woman, she accused us of being cops.
Oh, that was the first time.
Which, by the way,
where do you guys work undercover?
She swore we were. It's like, first of all, what difference would it make to you? Because what are you doing that you're worried about it? Right? I mean, this woman.
It's a drugstore.
It is a drugstore. She's. I cannot stand this woman. Every time, when the lane's open and it's her, I'm just like, God damn it! It's like you greet Eastwood.
Right.
Like,
but based on what we buy, it makes me wonder what undercover cops buy.
Caffeine and cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
And nothing else. I've never gone in there to buy anything else unless it's alcohol or nicotine.
All right, this will sound kind of crazy, but do you ever notice basically like women that look like they're put together enough? I was at a drugstore the other night, right? And she's in front of me. It seemed like she was put together enough, right? But then you realize they have that weird tan of like, I haven't been inside in a long time.
All right.
And I'm like, oh man, this might be a street hooker. And then she's buying miniatures of like the cheapest, and like keeps going back. Like, do you have a cheaper one?
Oh, damn.
no.
Right? And it was just like, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And the lady behind me, I was like, at least she's normal. So I don't know what happened. Either way, you know me. I was like, oh, you can go ahead. You're older than I am. And then she did basically the same thing. And I was like, is this like old hooker central? Like, what is going on?
Come on down to old hooker central. We got all the cheap booze and many sides.
Yeah. We're not too shabby, even though it's flabby. What happened in the establishment store?
Right? It's like, you guys are thin, but only because I don't think you eat.
No, we just do drugs. Takes the weight right off.
Oh, I wish they had been that perky.
Oh, really?
It was, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I let the one woman go in front of me, and then I'm starting to think, like, maybe she's just my age, and time has not been friendly.
Depending on the drugs you do, it's
you
hard to know.
don't want to know the age of people. That's a fact, man.
Like, you go to the smokinggun.com, right? And they'll have a mugshot, guy or chick, right? And you're like, oh, man, I cannot believe they're that old doing what they're doing. They got to be like 55, 29-year-old so-and-so. I'm like, geez.
Man, those are some rough years.
I'd be bitter, too. Hello, Marvel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, a couple years ago, I was actually in front of the Fred Meyer's down in University Place selling popcorn with my kids from Scout. And a guy comes running out of the store with about $300-400 worth of, like, Carhartt. And so I don't know what got in me. I just decided I'm just going to keep this guy from going to jail. Run towards him, like, dude, you don't want to do this. He hopped in his Suburban, and I jumped through. Yeah, he has his old Suburban, and I jumped through his front window, like he had passenger window down. I Dukes of Hazzard style, jumped right in, grabbed his keys, turned his ignition off. I was like, dude, just give me the clothes. He's like, no. I was like, dude, just give me the clothes. And so I finally get the clothes from him. I was like, dude, if I was you, just get out of here. I'm not going to tell him your license plate. Just get out of here. I get back with a handful of clothes and give them back to the store manager. They're like, you want anything? I was like, nah, I don't want anything. I was just like, here, just take it. They're like, did you get his plate number? I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, he was just trying to get work clothes.
Damn.
All right, so you kind of sympathize with where he's at.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you.
Is your kid an Eagle Scout?
He is actually second class. It's my 13-year-old. My 17-year-old just got life, and he will be Eagle Scout probably about springtime.
He will be, Miles.
Oh, he will be. He will be.
That is what the man
told
said.
me.
And also,
That's what my son told me.
That's very cool.
The Boy Scouts, their stuff is much better. The Girl Scouts got cookies. They got popcorn. They got like little chocolate turtles.
Yeah, but
I know, right?
But the Boy Scouts don't put it on their parents to sell it at work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Girl Scouts use child labor, and then the child labor actually doesn't do anything. That, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, take this sheet and guilt your coworkers into buying a bunch of crap, because that is precisely how the Boy Scouts. I'm like, you know what, man? Popcorn is pretty damn good.
I'll tell you what, and you can attest to this. I don't know what it is about University Place, man. I mean, it's such a nice community in South Tacoma. It's beautiful. It's on the water. There's nice homes back there and everything else. It gets insane at times.
I know.
There's some crazy crap that goes on down there. I'm not, is it always, is it always been that way?
Yeah, it has been.
Okay, I just wondered. I mean, because it seems like such a quaint, nice little area, you know?
Well, right, but you're at the golf course.
Well, even driving through, you got to drive through there for 15 minutes. So the whole community is really like Foxtrot and all that place. It's really nice. I mean, look, old homes,
I don't know. I feel like I've always heard the opposite of it.
Well, me too.
It doesn't mean the people there are normal, right? So if you're listening to University Place, it's just this. You can go through all these different news sites, and then the headlines you read that are really bizarre, I think it's more of that, right? It's like University Place. And it's not always the worst thing you've heard, but it's just odd. But it always seems unnecessary.
But when you do put university or place or terrace in the title or heights, there's a number of words that just kind of go like morning. Well,
East Coast, terrace and heights.
Terrace and heights are completely different.
It's like basically you don't want to go here.
I lived in University Terrace growing up, and that was just a.
But it's the terrace part.
Oh, it means it's
like,
hole.
right, because there's a University Park, like where I grew up in college. Friends like, oh, we're in University Park. That's fine. But then there was Beltsville, and there was Beltsville Heights.
And that's different.
Right? And if you're from there, you just went to Heights.
Right. From the
I swear to God, man. Yeah. So university's usually okay, but terrace or Heights?
Yeah, you don't want to go. You don't want to go.
What happened in the establishment/store? 206-421-ROCK.
No one thinks about their old hot water heater until they run out of hot water.
Oh, no.
Or until it starts leaking.
Oh, no.
If your tank water heater is over 8 years old, a leak could cost you a lot more than higher energy bills. Consider upgrading to a Navien tankless water heater. No tank to heat or leak. And endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navient's strong warranty. Navien turns...
Oh, no.
...into...
Oh, yes.
Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
So I just left the house to go pick up my kids, and 10 minutes later, I got a motion alert from Ring. My alarm was going off. I opened up my app, and there's this guy running out the front door. I didn't know who he was. Before I could do anything, I got a call from Ring.
This is Jordan with Ring Alarm Monitoring. I'll send the police right over.
My name's Nadine, and Ring helped save my house from a break-in.
Protect your home today with Ring Alarm. Go to ring.com/safety. That's ring.com/safety.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Thanks to you and all your wonderful donations yesterday on Cakes for Kids Day. We worked a little deal. If we did really well, Brian Castle said we could bring back Bad Choice Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what you did?
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Oh, yeah, Bad Choice Friday is back right after we drink and toast with a shot of the day into the weekend. Today, your choices are... That's right. What was it, Rocky 3 soundtrack, I believe?
Rocky 3, that is correct. He was training with Apollo Creed to take on Mr. T. He had to get the Eye of the Tiger back, Miles.
That is the guy that came in and did our Real Men of Genius songs back in the day.
That's right.
The lead singer of Survivor. It's the Real Men of Genius. Same dude.
I know.
Singing the song right now.
That's right.
Great.
We're connected.
Yeah, we know people. You sing Budweiser commercials?
Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, man, you do everything.
Who do you know?
Let's take it on Kenny Loggins.
We don't know, Kenny.
Yeah. I do. Vote now on Bad Choice Friday. Follow the Men's Room on Twitter at Men's Room Live. Your vote's going to figure out which song we play coming up here right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. That's right, bitches. Bad Choice Friday is back.
I had a little conversation with Kenny last night.
Did you? What'd you guys talk about? Things? What happened in the establishment / store? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jared. Welcome to the Men's Room.
How you guys doing today?
Hola.
So I worked for a big, warehouse kind of store for a while.
All right.
Saw a couple things there. So I ended up working for as a merchandiser for Coca-Cola.
Okay.
And I went to a store and I watched some manager witness about a 16, 17-year-old kid, probably about that age, stealing something like a little drink or something. I watched this 42-year-old manager sprint at this kid who was running out of the store into the glass, like the sliding glass door.
Oh.
Cracked the whole glass door. It just spiderwebbed real quick. The cops showed up. The kid said, I don't want to press charges. I know I was in the wrong. I was trying to... Hey. It's okay.
Come on.
Good luck with that.
Can you tell the kid to shut up?
Teach the kid manners, for God's sakes.
I've told her a couple times. I said, the men's room's on. You got hush. But she doesn't listen.
How old is she?
She is almost a year and a half.
Okay,
yeah, that's a problem.
You're going to have about 30 more years of that.
It's an absolute nightmare. I know.
No, it's not a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. Those are actually some pretty good years. They'll start settling down a little bit. But it's a little hectic at this point.
Yeah, then they get an opinion.
I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah. You can get through this. Once you get through this, then you got to deal with twos, but then you'll be fine. It just takes a little time.
Well, then you got the threes and fours.
Does she know yet?
Yeah, I have a almost 3-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old.
So you've seen the movie, you know.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, good luck there, Dad.
Yeah.
That's a handful.
Unfortunately.
That is a handful. What happened in the establishment store? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Sam. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So this was about 12, 13 years ago. I was living in Lakewood at the time, and I was in between classes from the school just down the road in high school, and me and some friends walked down to the 7-Eleven that's down on the corner, and I was smoking one of those Bogart cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible thing. And it was a really windy morning and afternoon, and I was done, and I flicked it in front of me into the wind, and it went somewhere behind me and disappeared. So we all looked back, and we're like, well, we can't find it anywhere, and we don't see it. So we just kept going. We go into the 7-Eleven, and we get our drinks, and we get up to the register, and all of a sudden, this guy behind me starts hitting me in the back, and I'm like, what's going on? Why are you hitting me? And I turn around, and he's like, dude, you're on fire. I was like, oh, well, now we find out where that Bogart went to. So the first thing I think of is I look over at the Slurpee machine, and I run over there, and I stick my hood under it, and I grab the handle and pulled it so hard that I broke it, and it just kept coming out. Oh! 11. Yeah, it was great. I was hearing your 7-Eleven stories from the beginning of the show, and I thought, man, I got a really good one. It seemed like this guy was just crazy.
No, we got plenty of them, man. Here's another
7-Eleven is endless.
Florida, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. 1-year-old man was seen masturbating. Also burglarized a car. Stole another man's wallet. Brandon Hicks exposed himself at 7 a.m. Sunday morning. According to law enforcement, he drove away in a Hyundai Accent. Authorities said they found a bunch of pills on him, a knife with a 10-inch blade, another guy's wallet while searching his car. He was charged with exposing his sexual organs. That's just one story. We've already read 3 or 4 of these. I can keep going on 7-Eleven. Waffle House is another category if you want to get
Waffle
into that.
House's fights, 7-Eleven is something crazy. I mean, it's how it seems to go.
And also, there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
But it's always the same clientele.
It's also 24 hours. And 24 hours always is going to lend itself to a little bit more debauchery based on the clientele.
8 of those hours lend themselves to that. Right? You go to 7-Eleven.
Same with Waffle House. Nothing's happening at noon in a Waffle House.
But I will say, right, like you had a weird experience today, and it was the daytime.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. No, 7-Eleven's complete. Yeah,
But this is a 7-Eleven located on the craziest street in the entire Seattle metropolitan area. So, I mean, this one particular street, 3rd Avenue, that is just the land of crazy. You put a 7-Eleven there, and like you said earlier, this is the flame, these are the moths.
No experience is the same. It's always a complete, like just when you think that you've thought of everything that could possibly happen, you walk in there and it's completely different. It is just completely different. It's just a different experience.
It is. There was a 7-Eleven when I used to work at Chi-Chi's. Lived like 3 miles away, so I'm walking home. It's after my shift, but we closed down. So this is like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. No big deal. I'm walking, but I'm going to stop in 7-Eleven and get a pack of smokes. And when I walk into the 7-Eleven, there are 2 cars in the parking lot. One belongs to the cashier, the guy that's working behind the counter. The other car, there's like 3 dudes sitting in it, and they seem fine. I didn't notice anything about them, whatever. I walk in, I'm the only customer, and as I'm asking for my cigarettes, the cashier keeps looking out the window at the car in the parking lot, right? And finally he just goes, hold on, brother, hold on, man. I got to take care of something. These guys are making me nervous. And again, I don't know that these guys had done anything at all, but the cashier says these guys are making me nervous. And cashier's big brother. So he crouches down behind the counter for a second, pops back up. He's got a 38 in his hand. He's like, hang on, man, I'll be right back. This is the cashier. Walks out into the parking lot. Hey, you mother effing! You better get the out and I'll blow your goddamn. So, the headlights flip on. This car hauls ass out of the parking lot. But dude walks back in, and he's real calm again. He's like, I'm sorry, brother, man. I'm really sorry about that. Just, they're making me nervous. I said, yeah, I got that, bro. Can I just get a pack of Marlboro Reds?
There was a 7-Eleven in the middle of, smack dab in the middle of Baltimore in Hamden. I used to have to go there at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning when I was doing a morning show to get cigarettes.
There's your hooker central.
Oh, my God, man.
I think I've been to that 7-Eleven.
You don't even
You've been
know.
there.
It's just a... Oh, my God.
Didn't you get the giant slice down the street?
Yeah. What happened in the establishment store? 206-421-ROCK.
Mike, literally, this part of Baltimore, no offense, but it's like West Virginia somehow is existing in Baltimore City. So imagine
tons of heroin
in the middle of the
imagine
city.
Everything you know about Baltimore, and for some reason in this, I don't know how big it is, but it's completely
Fort Block
different
area. It's just trashy.
And it's just right in the middle.
All could be.
And I was like, how are you a prostitute? 'Cause I thought, who would pay you to have sex?
Right.
I'm not even being mean, but you look at these people and I'm like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. Someone actually gave you money so that they could have sex with you.
You know how people look when they don't have any teeth and it almost looks like their chin just disappeared as well? It's kind of like that.
That would be the average.
Yeah.
I wonder if gentrification got to them.
It has.
No kidding.
It has. Yeah, man. Even ugly hookers, they've had to move out.
Right.
Hello.
I'm Dundalk now.
Hello, Stoney. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
First time caller, long time listener, boys. Good
Welcome to the
you.
show, man.
Nice.
So, a few years back, I was homeless out in the glorious city of Everett, you know, and I wasn't doing too well at the time, but I had to use the bathroom really, really bad, and I usually went to the Walgreens right off the Madison there. So I go in, knock on the bathroom door, and it's occupied. So I wait outside the door for about half an hour, and finally I go in, and there's a dude passed out on the floor, literally covered all over his face, all over the walls in his own feces.
And that's when you realized you were actually doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, man, and the smell, man, I thought he was dead because it smelled so bad. So I go out to the cashiers to tell them, hey, there's a guy, passed out back there covered in his own crap. And, so they go back there, they look, cops come, and the cops, because they knew that I was one of the local homeless people in the area at the time, they started getting on me like I was the one that did it.
Well, they think you walked in there and pooped on a passed out man?
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, bro, that is not my game. This guy's passed out covered in feces. Don't you think maybe he's responsible for that? So what do they end up doing? Do they have to wake him up and drag him out?
Well, I guess they use that Narcan crap on him or whatever, get him to come to. And he's all saying, oh, I don't know how I got here. I don't know how this happened, blah, blah, blah.
You pooped yourself.
It was probably the heroin.
Yeah. Did you lose butt?
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, they pretty much, they ended up putting me in handcuffs because, they tried to first say that I did it because they were believing him first. And I had to sit there for like 2 hours arguing with them. Why in the hell would I poop on somebody that I don't even know?
Right. That's a weird one. What? So how are you doing now? Have things improved?
Oh, dude, absolutely. I'm doing great now. Got my own place. I'm doing great.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's the best part of the story. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Here's one that came in. It says McDonald's bathroom, Bainbridge Island. I walked in. There's this Mexican guy taking a poop with the door open. Another one sitting in the urinal pooping. Another one in the corner pooping, and two outside of the stall, and all they're saying is TP, TP. And it's
TP. You know me.
You got one toilet and 5 dudes are pooping in one bathroom.
Oh, my God.
Dude, there was a 24-hour McDonald's at College Park, and I got so drunk once that, I was resting my head on that toilet.
Oh.
I know. To this day, it's gross.
Yeah, man. You get your head disinfected.
I don't know. I also couldn't eat a cheeseburger that night. I kept missing my mouth.
Yeah. My buddy was
stuck it in my eye. I stuck it in my cheek.
You stuck it in your eye?
Yeah, because you're
that drunk.
Right, I was like 18, right? So you don't really know what you're doing, but right, every time I try to bite the cheeseburger,
oh man, I went into I was in
that's
what is the Chicago chain of hot Italian beef places?
Oh, I know this.
Anyway, they're open 24 hours. The one that I went to was. So I go in there with yes, okay.
House.
They're great. You can get a hot one, you can get all kinds. Anyway, so my buddy, we are hammered. My buddy goes to the bathroom. They had just cleaned the bathrooms.
Uh-oh.
He is hammered. However, they'd also mopped the floors with something that was pretty slick, but not really too bad. He walks into the stall and apparently slips and takes a header into the toilet. All right. I can't figure out where he is. We just got 2 trays of food.
Right.
It's hot. There's fries. You know what I mean? It's late. We're hungry. He can't be in there pooping that long. What the hell's going on? He comes stumbling out of the bathroom. I mean, this is only a couple years ago. He comes stumbling out of the bathroom. His face is completely split wide open.
Oh, no.
Completely split wide open. Blood's in his hair. Blood's running down his face. I know this guy. He's been running his mouth all day. You know my first instinct. I'm thinking this guy got his ass beat, right? So I'm like, all right, Pat, just stay right here. I'm going to go up to the damn bathroom. So I go in the bathroom, I bust in the door, almost fall on my ass because of the floor. And I was like, all right, I believe you. So basically just kind of like, I made him push his face together, you know what I mean? I poured water over it. We just kind of like, next day it wasn't too bad, it scabbed over, but whatever. Didn't have to go to the hospital.
Just a couple years ago.
Right, yeah, this is recent.
Yeah, that's, the cut in the head.
Oh, man, he opened his face up on this toilet. Because I looked at the toilet and it had blood on it. I was like, all right, he didn't get beat up.
Did you have to watch him, or did you just be like, he'll be all right?
He was fine after that. And all he had to do was get some food in him. He literally just was a little bit, he was drunk, but he legitimately fell, and I could see how he could fall.
Yeah.
Probably got up from there and just, he took a header, but I really thought he got the hell beat out of him in the bathroom. So I was going to go see who that person was. So I'd be like, hey, dude,
Nothing worse than getting your ass kicked in the bathroom, man.
Oh, I've had it done twice.
I've never had it. I've seen guys get their ass kicked in the bathroom, and typically it was high school or whatever. But I'm like, man, at least drag them out in the hall. You know what I mean?
There's too many things in the bathroom that could injure you. Like the sinks and everything else. Like, that's where
how'd you get beat up in a bathroom?
In a school dance.
Oh, wow.
See, this girl came up to me and she said, you want to dance? And I'm like, absolutely, I'll dance with you. No problem. I don't care, man. Well, I didn't know she was from a different school. It's like one of those community dances that they do for the county. So it's all the different people from all the different schools. So you really don't know anybody. This is a good opportunity, though, to get outside of your normal well of where you fish.
We used to call them mixers.
Go try something different. You know what I mean? So this girl comes over and grabs my hand during a slow dance, which they did every 4 or 5 songs.
Of course.
I'm like, I want to dance. I'm like, all right. This is the first time anyone's asked me to dance. So I'm dancing with her. Everything's cool. I go in the bathroom. There's this guy who plays basketball for the opposing team. He's the best player on their team. He's 6'3" at the time. He comes in, Rick Hill, goes, hey, Montgomery, you dancing with my girl? And I was like, hell no, I'm not dancing with your girlfriend. Who the hell would date you? You know what I mean? Me. Zap! Turns out that she was trying to make him jealous.
It worked.
He banged my head off the sink about 5 times. So I was pissed, you know what I mean? I hadn't grown up yet. I was 7th, 8th grade. Rick stayed about the same height. So we're in college, man. We're at this party, and there's a kegger going on, and I'm kind of tipsy. And I might have been on some other medications at the time. Might have been. Rick's over by the keg. I just walked up to him and knocked him. I gave him one as hard as I could, knocked him back on his feet. And he's like, what the F? And I'm like, Boo Park dance, 7th grade, beat my ass. And he's like, all right, man. It's good, man. He's like, I don't want to beat your ass. I'm like, thank God. Thank God. Don't get up. It's like, we're even. We're even now.
Now
we're even. Just don't hit me again. What happened in the establishment store? 206-421-ROCK.
I can't even do the second time.
No.
Hello, Marcus. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, well, it was one of my first jobs working at a grocery store. Basically, they just kind of hired me to do some cleaning, mopping the floors, restocking shelves. And I was working with another older lady, but before I kind of got hired, the manager was like, it gets we get kind of sketchy guys at night, so just, be aware. And me, I'm just thinking, well, I kind of know everybody, so nothing's going to happen. Well, one of the guys I knew from high school comes in, and I guess he might have had a cousin from out of town or something, and I'm here mopping the floors, and I kind of give him what's up with my head, and his cousin turns around and is like, what the F are you looking at? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what are you looking at? And all of a sudden, we just kind of go at it right there, right in the middle of the peanut butter and jelly aisle, and I'm banging him on one side of the aisle, and he's banging him on the other side, and his cousin kind of jumps in, and I'm kind of throwing them both around, and I'm just tossing all the stuff on the floor, and by the time I knew it, they kind of both ran off, and the lady, she's screaming over there at the till, like, what's going on? And so by the end of it, we had peanut butter and jelly all over the aisle, and I ended up having to clean it up afterwards.
That can't be easy to clean up.
Yeah. Did you keep your job?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get fired or nothing, but the manager was like, hey, what happened? I thought you knew everybody. I was like, well, I guess I didn't know that guy.
But I didn't like everybody.
Did you ever see the guy you went to school with again, ask him, like, what the hell's going on with your cousin, bro?
Oh, yeah. Eventually I ended up finding him, and then me and him had it out again, because his cousin wasn't around for me to take it out on him, so. But
yeah, okay.
Just don't hassle people at work. There are people, like all the fast food joints, right? And it seems like McDonald's and Burger King seem to be the main two targets. But something has gone wrong. Now someone's on the counter. Now everyone's in a fist fight. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let me get this correct. You wanted sweet and sour sauce, and somehow it escalated to this. Like, come on.
I'm just happy to be in there getting food. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine anybody like,
this should be a joyous thing.
It should be. No matter where you are, you're there because you want something.
And you want that food.
Right.
And they're going to give it to you.
So, like, how could you be upset?
What do you mean your ice cream machine's taken
In minutes,
down?
you're going to be eating what you want. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem. You wanted ice cream, the ice cream machine's down.
And you know it's not broke. They just don't want to fix it. They just don't want to make it.
What happened in the establishment/store? 206-421-ROCK.
I don't think I've ever got that upset at fast food.
No. Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Way back when, I used to work at the front desk of a hotel, and we would always get stolen cars. But one time we had our whole hotel, there was a police chief convention. So every room was filled with, like, police chiefs.
Sure.
Anyways, they come back just sloshed at around, like, midnight. I worked the graveyard shift, night auditor. And they're just, my car is stolen, my RV is stolen. And they had really nice stuff, because they're all police chiefs from around the country. But, when the cops would always tell us, don't ever call us if there's a stolen car. But they're down there and they're like, you're going to call the police right now. And so I call them up and I can hear them yelling at me in the background. And I'm like, they said they won't, they're not going to come. And the guy's like, give me the phone, give me the goddamn phone. And so they get the phone and they talk to the cops. Needless to say, they showed up like 5 minutes later.
Well, of course.
Yeah. How many cars were stolen from the convention that night?
It was like 8. There was like 3 really nice mobile homes because they drove down. They must have known that they were going to be there because when I worked at the hotel, we used to get the faxes from the cops. Like certain groups, stealing groups would come around and target stuff. And that week, they must have known.
Was that in this area?
It was in Phoenix.
Oh, thank God.
Phoenix.
Oh. It's like, all right, cool.
It was the greatest.
I don't actually check into. I know if it's nice enough for a convention. If it's nice enough for,
I know, but it might be like the one time, like, hey man, we got a gift certificate. Let's have what we call the boys' weekend.
Yeah.
The thing about the boys' weekend, nothing we do should be in the presence of police officers.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the Johnson Hotel or something.
Right.
I'm not
That would be weird. Sit in your room, smoking up a hole, and it's like, man, are you seeing all these cops?
There are an awful lot of cops.
Right? They look like they're in charge.
I'd have to check out.
Yes.
Right.
Ted versus the FCC coming up. You are listening to the men's room.
You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.